Recording it. Okay, here we go. Alright, so attempt number 2. We just did one and it stopped on us and said that something went wrong. So we'll just start like we've started the last time. Who are you?
Mr. Tom.
Mr. Tom, welcome.
Yep.
How the heck are you?
Good.
Did you have a good Christmas, Mr. Tom?
Oh yeah.
You did, eh? What are you working on this afternoon?
Some lawn ranger.
Some which, sorry?
Lone
Ranger.
Ranger.
So it's Lone Ranger and who?
And Tonto.
Tonto. He's been saying Toto the whole day, so I'm kind of teasing him just a little bit. But who's the... So it's a train set, right, from Lone Ranger, and who's the main villain? What's his name?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
The guy... Yeah, you do. The guy. That's the whole reason we got it.
Oh, yeah.
Because his name is...
Captain J. Fuller.
Captain J. Fuller. And Mr. Tom's real name, do you mind if we say your real name?
Sure.
Is Jaden. Mr. Tom is Jaden Fuller. So the character is Captain J. Fuller. So it's very, very cool. Mm-hmm. So we've been working on that train and doing a bit of a puzzle, and Dad's been playing around with his new laptop, which we tried. This isn't it. We tried to do a video on the other one, and the video quality is so bad. And it doesn't actually have a built-in microphone, so we couldn't do one. It's got a lot of memory. It's a new hard drive, so it's still going to work really well for what I intend to do, which is some video editing. And then some other stuff, which I don't want to talk about now. I'll talk about it at another time. It's just some kind of dealing with some older footage from when I was in film school. And there's some interviews and things. I'll go into more detail in another video. Sorry, what?
And we forgot to tell you who Miss Lily is.
That's right. We don't have a...
Yeah, we don't have a YouTube... Handle.
For Lillian. So right now we'll just call her Lillian. So there's Miss Lillian. Looking gorgeous as ever. She hasn't really been sleeping today.
Well... Hi everybody. Hi everybody.
So we just wanted to do a quick video. We had it in our mind. We were going to try out the computer and do a video. It wasn't working. We decided we'd still do one anyway.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the vinyl community, WurtzDB71, I believe is his YouTube handle. And there's been a bit of a crossover thing happening. A few of us in the comic community here have been doing some videos where we talk about our record collection and stuff, myself included. It looks like Wurtz over in the vinyl community did a video about mini comics, and the two that he first showed off were Eastman, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Is that do I have the names correct? From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Some early work that they did in mini comics, and then just recently he did a excellent half-hour video about the mini comics that he has in his collection and a couple of the hardcover books that Fantagraphics has put out about the mini comics or Revolution. And I know that I had a couple of them. I've found a few more that are not quite mini comics. They're more digest size, I believe is the sizing that he was talking about. And it's funny because I didn't really know the extent of the mini comics revolution. I didn't have that much of an idea. But Mr. Tom and I had talked about doing a mini comic before. We used to do these battle drawings, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So he would take one side of a page. We haven't talked about it for quite a while. He would do one side of our sketchbook, and I would do the other side, and we'd draw characters, and they'd have a big fight. So I was thinking of trying my hand at shrinking some of those down and maybe doing a photocopied mini comic, because they would work well in black and white, even though there is some color work that we were doing as well.
Yeah.
I think that might be kind of neat, and I've got a tiny comic that I did as well. It's maybe like, it's even smaller than a mini, I believe. It might actually be the mini size, because when he was showing folding the paper, I think it came to 8 pages when he would fold it up, I believe is what it was. So maybe it was that size, but that one's color. And I'd really like to try that as well, so keep your eyes out for that, and we'll see if that happens. Anyway,
okay.
I found a few that are digest size. When I went to England, I think when I bought these, I won't go into as much detail as I went into the last video. Suffice it to say that I have relatives in England. I got into Freak Brothers and some underground stuff, and I found a bunch of it in the UK. And I believe that's where these first two came from. which are Fat Freddy's Cat #3 rip-off press, and you can see even it has $1 on it, but like I said, I'm 95% positive that I got these in England, but it would have been so long ago. So that's #3.
And here's the back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. And then if you want to hold up this one, this is #4 of Fat Freddy's Cat. And if you want to show the back of that sucker there.
This is the back. Oops.
Mr. Tom is with me in this video because the content in some of these isn't as adult in nature as some of the other kind of mini comics that WortsDB was showing. Just open to a page in there just to show them the inside. Doesn't matter which one. Yeah, so just hold up that. So just black and white interior with comic strips. So pull it back just a little bit towards you. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So that's a look at that. Those are those two. And then the next one is by a guy, Ted Richards.
And it is Astral Outhouse.
Astral Outhouse. Easy Wolf's Astral Outhouse. It's a bit smaller than in height than the previous ones, but it's about the same width. So I guess that's still digest size. And Ted Richards, I think, also did a character, God Knows. You can put the Fat Freddy one down and just go closer with that one, the front cover. So that one is Last Gasp, which you can see there in the corner. And then...
And if you do these two faces...
Yeah, pull back towards you a bit. And a little higher. There you go. And there's the whole spread. And then the inside, you can just show them the inside. Any page, it doesn't matter. Same kind of thing as the Fat Freddy's. Just black and white work. But very cool. So those are those. And then on to, no, we're going to save that one for last. In his, he had talked about this guy, and I'm familiar with... It's okay, my sweet. I'm familiar with this next guy as well because I listened to the Ink Studs podcast. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I do kind of try to regularly listen to them. And he's been on Ink Studs a few times. And he's in Vancouver as well. And it's Colin Upton with his mini comic 9/11, 4 years and counting, with a 75-cent price tag on that. So that's a cool little mini comic there. That's the only one from him that I have. I can't remember how I found this. It might have actually been when I ordered some Cinema Sewer from Robin Bougie, maybe because I know that they're friends as well too. And I think, as Robin always does when I've ordered from him, he always throws in some extra things, some little extra comics or some artwork or postcards, and I'm pretty sure that's where I got that one from. And then this last one is interesting. Don't show it yet. This last one is really interesting. I've had it since I was a kid, and I couldn't tell you where I got it from. It says the year is 1987 in it, but I haven't the faintest idea where I got it from. It might have been one of those things that I found that just looked kind of neat. And here I'll hold this one up. It's okay. So it's a thumbprint comic. So on the back it's kind of laid out like a postcard. Hopefully that's focusing there and you can see. I don't know how good this camera is in picking up some of that, but there you go. And it's called
Let Me Out of Here.
Let Me Out of Here. And this is a true mini. This is the... Yeah, no, it's exactly the same size as the Colin Upton one there. And it's by a guy, T. Motley. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. Look and say hello. Yeah, all the kids. And I don't know this guy. It's almost like it's lyrics of a song. I'm sure if I didn't do any research into this before I did the video. So there's a look at the interior there. That's what that looks like there. Go to another page. There's the interior. Very cool. It's just one of those that's followed me throughout my whole life, it seems like, my whole comic reading life. So that's a look at my mini comics collection. Jaden had a couple of, Mr. Tom rather, had a couple of questions from people. First of all, I wanted to ask, is there anything that you're looking forward to next year for comics, like for us to read? It's okay, sweetie.
I don't think there is.
There's nothing?
I can't remember.
What about, are you looking forward to Silver Surfer, or?
Oh yeah, Silver Surfer.
Who's the artist that's going to be on that one again? The Michael Allred, the guy who does FF.
Yeah. Oh.
So he's going to be on there as well, because you were saying you kind of liked his artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we're looking forward to like Inhumans and stuff too, aren't we?
Oh yeah, Inhumanity.
Inhumanity, yeah, which we haven't read that first issue yet. That's next on our pile kind of thing.
Yeah.
Couple of those things will be pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? That was about it, right? Like for things to looking forward to. Those were the big ones. And then just the continuation of all the books we've been reading up to this point. You know, like I think we're going to still stick with our Avengers and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then there had been a couple of questions.
Oh.
I think it was Spiro a long time ago. I think his question was, who is your favorite villain? I think it was more specified to villain in let's say both Marvel and DC. So who's your favorite Marvel villain, Mr. Tom?
Well, Thanos and Galactus.
Okay, why?
Oh, because
Excuse
they're like really, really tough to battle, and I like the ones that are harder to defeat.
You do, eh?
That can go into a longer story.
Yeah, Galactus is kind of awesome looking too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sometimes, if he's drawn properly, he can look really, really cool.
And for DC,
yeah,
I would say, that's pretty hard.
It is difficult, eh? Because we read more Marvel comics these
Dark
days.
World.
So, who? Sorry?
The guy with the grayish face.
The guy with the grayish face.
And that's kind of like a enemy, kind of like a Thanos guy. Darkseid.
Oh, Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Yeah.
Darkseid and I don't think there's anybody else.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know.
No, we don't read them as much, eh? It's mainly
Marvel.
it's the Marvel ones that we read together.
Because DC.
And you read some of the Batman animated comics that I have and Batman Beyond, but that would have been quite a while ago now.
And because DC is more violent.
Some of it can be, for sure. I mean, you know, Marvel is still pretty violent. We saw some crazy violent stuff in the Infinity ones. And remember, we stopped reading Thor because I thought it was a bit too violent for you.
Yeah.
It was getting to a point where it was a little too intense for you. So, I mean, I don't think one is more violent than the other. I think both have their intense moments, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then Larasa was asking just who your favorite character was. I don't think she specified villain or hero, but since we did villains, who's your favorite superheroes or superheroines or superheroes? Let's do the same thing, like from Marvel and DC. Let's start at DC this time. Who's your favorite hero or heroes from DC?
Well, for team, it would be the Justice League.
Justice League.
And for hero, it would be Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter's pretty cool. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. So then for Marvel, who's your favorite team from Marvel?
Avengers.
Avengers, yeah.
But now my favorite.
Which Avengers? Because there's all Secret Avengers, Avengers World is coming out, New Avengers, Mighty Avengers, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
The Avengers comic we're reading.
The Avengers comic that we're reading, yeah.
Just the Avengers.
So like the is the Avengers one that has the Illuminati, or is that the New Avengers that has the Illuminati? I keep getting confused.
New Avengers is the Illuminati.
Is it? Okay, with Doctor Strange in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then who's your favorite character overall, like your favorite hero overall from Marvel? Try to pick just one, but if you can't, then pick a couple.
That is actually pretty hard.
It's pretty tough, eh? Because there's a lot of pretty good ones.
Yeah. I think it would be, Hulk.
Hulk? Oh, really, eh? Huh. Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that.
And maybe, Iron Man.
Iron Man? That's what I would have guessed.
Iron Man and Hulk.
Yeah.
And Thor.
And Thor. Okay, so 3. Who do you think my favorite character from Marvel would be?
Daredevil.
Correct.
And, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. I think I haven't looked at all the comments from those past videos, but for now we'll stick with those questions. Those are pretty good ones, though. Maybe we'll come back another time and do another video. Thank you very much. We'll do another video where we have some more things to talk about, especially once we've caught up on some of our books. We're finished the Infinity series now. We just finished that. Did we finish that just the other day, or was it last week? I think it was last week that we read the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So now we're starting in his stocking. He got some Doctor Who comics, so we've started one of those.
Yeah.
He got an Adventure Time comic in his stocking.
And
one other thing too.
Oh, Dark Side versus Galactus.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So that
one looks pretty good. The art in it is pretty good.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be a fun one.
Mhm.
Right on.
I looked through it and it doesn't tell you who actually won.
What? You look through it? Oh, really? Eh? Maybe nobody wins.
I don't know. Or maybe I didn't read it.
Yeah, could be. Maybe you skipped that page. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. Just a short one today. We'll cut it off right away. Not yet. Hold it. Hold it. I just want to reiterate checking out Wertz DB71. Like I think I might have said it. I'll make sure that I put a link in this video to that one. Great video that he did. It's just a really great video. He's got some, if you are into records and some more oddities music-wise, I've been watching a lot of his videos actually the past couple of days, and they're all phenomenal. There's a great video on this record label that I've started kind of making notes about, Opus 1. I believe that's what it is, Opus 1. The artwork, the album artwork is fantastic, and some of the music that I've found to sample online so far has been very cool. Some of it's been hit and miss for me, but overall I'm digging. There was some stuff that I heard that was more like orchestral with some electronics and tape manipulations and things like that, so some kind of noise type sounds, loose quotes that I really like. I really like that kind of stuff. It's funny because there's a noise act, Hans Grussel's Cranking Cabinet, that I really dig. There was an album that they had. Now, I don't think that he did it live, but it was an orchestral piece where he was doing electronics over top of it. I have a feeling it might have been something that was pre-recorded that maybe he was playing to, but I could totally be wrong about that. He could have been asked to participate in like a small kind of grouping piece. So it's interesting because I always really loved that piece of music, and now to actually find that there's more of that out there is pretty exciting to me. And it's the same with the mini comics. I mean, Blake has really done a good job in kind of making a really informative video, but also in kind of just surprising me. Like, I know that I always had these few, but I honestly didn't realize that the mini comics phenomena was as huge as it is, and it had been going. I mean, it makes complete sense, especially when you think of how underground comics started and things. It totally makes sense that there would just be some guys that would Xerox their own comics and distribute them for, I think the early ones that he showed were 7 cents a piece, I believe is what they were. So it makes me excited. It gives me a project. That's going to be a project for me for this year. He left a lot of links, and I started looking through the links, and I'm going to try to order. I wish I could remember the name off the top of my head. There was one specifically, I think there had been like 21 issues of it already, and the guy was selling them all as like a package deal. So I was going to get that. It was going to be my first purchase. And just try to contact some of these guys and see what I can get from people. So when I have a nice stack of those collected in a couple of months, I'll be sure to do a video and kind of show them off and say a couple of words about things. So thank you very much, Blake. And thanks everybody for watching. Have a happy New Year's, right?
Yep.
And we will talk to you soon. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Okay, that one there. So long. Push it, you have to click it now. Do it, yeah.